Naito versus either Okada or Evil. The thing is, New Japan Cup is tomorrow, which is July 11th, Saturday, according to us in America. And it depends on who wins that as who's going to take on Naito for both of them. It could be either Okada or Evil. So, Pasty, with all of this indiscretion up in the air, indifference and indecision, what do you make of any of this? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I'm assuming Naito gets to have the night off tomorrow and doesn't have a match on that card. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming so.
I don't know the card for tomorrow, and I haven't looked it up.
Well, we know for sure Okada and Evil are going to beat the ever-living shit out of each other.
Oh, for sure.
So
whoever's going in is going in
40%.
40% exactly.
Tops,
40% best.
It's God. I hope Naito has a match tomorrow because I'm going with Evil. I guess Evil or Okada, but Evil is my pick overall. I think Okada would be. Didn't we just see that when he got the 2 belts and now?
Yeah, and even me being a huge Okada. I mean Okada's my. Hands down, my favorite current wrestler at this moment.
Aren't Naito and Evil in the same faction, too?
Correct.
That's so badass. I want Evil to face him so much. That's going to be so good. Oh.
Yeah, they're both...
that could be the match of the summer.
It could. It most definitely could. I'm going to go with Naito keeping both of them. I don't think he won both of them to lose both of them. I want to see him, and it's going to be a dead giveaway, which is sad, but I want to see him lose one and keep one somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But, with, like you said, with Evil and Naito being Los Ingobernables de Japón, Okada being Chaos. You got a story. I could see it being Naito and Evil with Naito winning, and then maybe that spawning something off with Evil. I love Evil. I'm the hugest fan of Evil. His intro is just amazing. He's a fun wrestler. He's straight down the line in the ring, I'm going to say, which might be controversial, but that's not a bad thing because... he's like the Undertaker. The Undertaker, when Undertaker started out, his presence was huge. Go back and watch any of his matches. His in-ring work was mediocre.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel that's what Evil is. Okada, I'm going with Naito. I'm saying he's keeping both of them.
Yeah.
That's where that sentence went somehow.
Yeah.
If that works for you.
It works. I'm looking forward to seeing some sort of descent in LIJ.
So that brings us to the tiebreaker, Pasty, and this week it was a pretty simple tiebreaker. We didn't have to put a lot of thought into this one. New Japan Cup is happening tomorrow as we're recording this on a Friday. It happens Saturday. Does Okada or Evil face Naito? Pasty, what says you?
Well, Evil, obviously.
And I say Okada. So if it comes down to a tiebreaker...
I want Naito to come out and help Evil defeat Okada in the tournament.
That'd be pretty badass.
Oh,
that would set up some really good shit. Wow. Oh, my nipples just got hard. I like
sick.
that.
That's so sick. It's good. I love it.
No, that's perfect. I want to see that shit, Pasty. Now I'm going to be disappointed if I don't see that shit. And you might ruin Dominion for me. And then I'm going to hate you.
Meltzer gives it 5 stars and we rate it like a NA.
Like 1.5.
Yeah, it's an F minus.
It's an F minus. Fuck
We'll
it.
dish out another one of those.
We've done it before. We can do it again. Damn it. Wow. I'm Actually, I'm not expecting the best. I'm going to be honest with this. I don't know what to expect with the way everything is. Like you've said, Pasty, and we've mentioned in the past, New Japan is less reliant on its audience, but it's still different. It's still different to see what happens with Dominion, which is usually like a SummerSlam, or a Royal Rumble. It's kind of your number two.
Yeah, yep.
Not to call it shit.
No.
I don't mean that number two. I mean, like, right behind the main event of Wrestle Kingdom.
You got to have your cornerstone shows of the year, and this just happens to be one of them.
I'm excited for this. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch most of it. I might not watch all of it, but
I think if tomorrow we can get a more complete card on our hands, we should maybe do our predictions off the show for them, so we can do that with the full results, and then these predictions could be worth 2 points.
We can probably see if we can do that. We might
post them up on the Facebook or just let it be. I don't think anybody really cares, but
we can throw it on Facebook, make it official. We'll just have to get a hold of each other ahead of time and see what happens. Sure.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to it. There's not a lot of pay-per-views I've been looking forward to lately, so there you go.
Yeah, it's kind of tough when there's not a whole arena full of people who are also just as excited to see the show as you. Probably more so because they paid money to actually be there. Well, I do think it's time for us to get into the Savage Sentinel. There's never a shortage of news with Pasty and Fat Mac, and we're bringing it to you this week. Right off the top, WWE's COVID-19 problem isn't going away anytime soon, as Pro Wrestling Sheet reports that multiple people inside WWE have tested positive in the past week, and this now brings the total to at least 30. That number includes on-screen talent and workers behind the scenes.
It's kind of mirroring the nation, to be honest.
Right.
As more things are opening up, more cases of COVID are happening.
Wrestling's always been a strange mirror into ourselves, you know what I mean? And it's the same here, but more so.
Oh, 100.
1,000.
And somebody who's been affected by COVID-19, Jake the Snake Roberts, who has now had to move out of Diamond Dallas Page's, quote, accountability crib.
Does that mean Diamond Dallas Page is his accountability buddy?
He is his accountability buddy.
He
was. Which he has been living in since 2014, so for 6 years, as was documented in The Resurrection of Jake the Snake. And if anybody hasn't seen that documentary yet, holy shit, I don't know why you'd be listening to this if you're not a wrestling fan. Watch that.
Yes.
It is such a it's beautiful, it's heartbreaking, it's tragic, it's uplifting,
triumphant.
It's everything packed into one. It's so much. But go ahead.
It's just as much about Razor Ramon as it is Jake the Snake. Which is kind of funny because they didn't include his name in the title.
he's in there. He's in there in the end, but he's definitely a part of it. In April, Jake said he was still living with DDP in Atlanta, but had to go to a hotel room to self-quarantine due to COVID-19. He gave an update on the current living situation on the Wrestling Inc. Daily podcast, saying, "I'm back in the hotel again for the last time. I'm moving to Oklahoma. When I leave Florida on this trip, then I'm going to Oklahoma. I've got a place there now of my own, so I can make my own rules."
That doesn't
so
sound
this is
good.
gonna be, this is gonna be the test for Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
Now that he's moved away from Mama Hen's nest, this is good for him. This is good for him. He might fall back, but if he does fall back, he's gonna realize that he's not ready to do this. So I think this is good for him.
Watch this come around in 10, 15 years, that Diamond Dallas Page, it's like some kind of Tiger King thing, and he's like Joe Exotic. And he's been like making them into his lovers and convincing them.
So
but
he's
instead of feeding them drugs, he's feeding them sobriety and yoga and watching their asses while they do yoga.
Oh, Pasty.
Oh, fat
Sometimes I don't even know what to do with what you said. With that said,
yes. This Wednesday's Fyter Fest edition of AEW Dynamite saw Taz bring back his old FTW championship and present it to Brian Cage. This was the big announcement that AEW president Tony Khan had promised, which he said would send shockwaves through the world of professional wrestling. Well, I didn't hear about it till today. For those wondering, the FTW belt was created, designed, and owned by Taz, and was never owned by ECW, which is why it did not transfer over to WWE's ownership. Taz holds the copyright on the actual design of the belt, which allows him to do whatever he wants with it, including swim naked in a bathtub of gravy.
Exactly. That's what I do.
And merchandise. You know, that goes hand in hand with the tub of gravy.
Oh, well, of course.
Cage will be billed as the FTW champion going forward in AEW, and the belt seen on Dynamite is the original belt from ECW.
That's badass.
That is super cool. Taz has been in possession of that belt for the last 20-plus years. Longest reigning champion in history. Actually, that's still probably not true.
No. Plus he lost the title. Oh. So, you know, he kept the belt, he lost the title.
Who won the title?
If that makes sense. I think he merged it with RVD, I want to say, too. They merged it with the ECW title in a unification match.
Dude, now RVD needs to go to AEW and be like, oh, that's not the whole thing. And he's going to have his own title. Like,
So I got to admit, I mean, I marked out for him bringing the FTW title back. I marked out for Taz being the manager. I definitely marked out for the nostalgia.
I don't remember the title. I can't remember what it looks like. I don't feel anything from this article.
It's just, yeah, it
doesn't shake my world of professional wrestling.
No, well, first of all, yeah, Tony Khan pulled another, let's put this out there. He's been good at pulling a Dixie Carter.
Yeah.
Where it's going to change the landscape of AEW, and then it was just the FTW title.
Right.
Chill out, bro. Come on. But,
unless FTR takes the FTW title, what's the point really, right?
What is this? Yeah, what is this? Like you pointed out, we don't need another singles title. We have enough singles title.
Yeah.
We could use a trios title. And I'm stealing that from you. You said that. I'm not claiming that. You said it, and I agree.
The next thing from me, too.
Oh, I steal everything from you. That's how I get over, bro. I'm the Hulk Hogan of this podcast. I just take all of your ideas, and then I fucking make them sound better.
Right. Well, we all know that a women's tag team championship is like a decade out still. That's completely from my own brain.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Stole your gimmick, boy!
But something from many moons ago that's still in the news. PW Insider's reporting that Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson jointly filed to trademark for their team name Rock and Roll Express, noting that its first use was back in January 1984 by them.
Yes.
Trademark news is coming around here. I want to know
what kind of asshole would go after their trademark.
I don't know if anybody has, but they're smart for continuing the trademark.
Honestly, I could see the Young Bucks to do it just to get them under their thumb. Like, oh, now you got to do AEW shows a bunch if you want this name.
Right.
But I don't think they'd do that either.
I don't think they would. So Taz owns his trademark. Rock and Roll Express are filing for their trademark. There's more trademarks going around, Pasty.
Yes. Cody Rhodes has attempted to trademark the name Cody Rhodes, but was refused by the United States Patent and Trademark Office due to WWE's filing for the same trademark. WWE's original registration was set to expire on April 13th, then was renewed on May 15th. citing COVID-19 as the reason for the delay. So you won't take COVID seriously and